How's it going, everyone? This is Brad Williams with Over 40 Fitness Hacks. With me, I have my new season co-star, chief scientist and co-founder of My Vital C, Chris Burres. How's it going, Chris?
Wonderful, Brad. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for jumping on our show. So
I'm excited to be here. I'm ready to share some kind of geeky science and some kind of cool supplementation with you and your audience.
Absolutely. Yeah, so kind of the first episode, my audience always know we like to kind of get an overview of the last 10, 15, 20 years, however far you want to go back that you feel is necessary, and then kind of, what you've been doing, how'd you get into this, and, what My Vital C is all about. So I'll let you take it away.
Absolutely. So my name is Chris Burres. I'm the chief scientist at My Vital C. My Vital C is a company that now sells supplements. I never wanted to be in the supplement business, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But really, I've been manufacturing a carbon nanomaterial. And actually, for those of you watching, I'm holding up a model of that molecule. For those of you just listening, if you imagine a soccer ball, yeah, the lines on the soccer ball represent the bonds between the carbon atoms. So you have this spherical molecule of 60 carbon atoms. They actually discovered this molecule in 1985 at Rice University here in Houston. That's where I'm based. And the three scientists who discovered it actually won the Nobel Prize by 1996. So a short 11 years from discovery to award of that Nobel Prize. The reason they won the Nobel Prize for that discovery is this molecule is absolutely amazing. I describe it as it performs as well or better than the current best material in almost every application. So it makes better ink, better tires, better batteries, better photocells. It's amazing. So that was that. I actually started a company in 1991 with my business partner, Robert Wong. He was actually working at the University of Houston and separating this material from some of its other counterparts. And one day, the professor he was working for came in and said, "Hey, you guys are young kids. This molecule at the time was selling for $5,000 a gram."
Wow.
You guys are young. This is an expensive molecule. You guys should go start a business. And my business partner, Robert, is from an entrepreneurial background. So it didn't take him any time to hop onto that and decide to start the company. He brought me in. I was studying mechanical engineering at the time because in order to manufacture this molecule, you actually have to vaporize graphite. And it turns out that graphite is one of the hardest materials on the planet to vaporize. In fact, it takes local temperatures of the sun. So you can imagine two graphite rods coming together, and you're creating local temperatures of the sun between those graphite rods so that you can vaporize them. That's the process of manufacturing really this molecule. We call it ESS60.
Wow.
With my mechanical engineering background, they needed some help like getting rid of the heat. They also needed drawings, and so that was my role. Originally, I was supposed to just come in and provide some value and then go away. There was another business partner. It just turned out that other business partner, still good friends of ours, a good friend of ours, went away, and Robert and I have been working together since 1991. Now, that doesn't explain why I'm here today, because people are like, oh, that's really interesting and it's really geeky. What does this have to do with the supplement? So again, the molecule's really amazing. We thought that a lot of people would be working with this molecule, getting it into tires and inks and batteries and photocells. And they also thought for various reasons that this soccer ball shaped molecule was toxic. Mm-hmm. So they did a toxicity study. They did that study out of the University of Paris. And instead of being toxic, well, in that study, they gave rats water, rats olive oil, and then rats olive oil with this ESS60 molecule. Instead of being toxic, the rats that they gave really the My Vital C formula to lived 90% longer than the control group.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the single longest longevity experimental result in human history. There's kind of two key points when I typically talk. One of them is $5,000 a gram. People are like, wow. And the other one is 90% extension of life. The next best research way to live longer is CR, abbreviated as CR. It's calorie restriction. If you reduce your calorie consumption by 30%, it's well documented that you can extend your life by 30%.
Not 90%.
Not 90%. Yeah. And I also call that the starve yourself 1/3 to death diet. And nobody seems to be signing up. Maybe they need to invest in a marketing group or something. But so it's the single longest longevity experimental result in history. And you might think, oh, wow, well, this result came out and Chris and his business partner, Robert, were just so smart. They jumped on it right away. That's wasn't our approach. Actually, that publication came out late 2012. By mid 2013, we started getting phone calls and people were like, hey, how much in a dose? And we're like, you mean of that stuff that you put in ink and batteries and tires and photocells? I'm going to go with none for now. And we actually did add not for human consumption to our labeling. So you imagine, started the company in 1991, fast forward to mid 2013, we didn't need to have not for human consumption on our labeling. And finally we add it. Now, I like to be really clear. The data even then was clear that when you process C60, carbon 60 properly, we call that ESS60, it was safe. It was also clear that if you process C60 improperly, it's actually dangerous, right? There's peer-reviewed published research on both sides of that.
It's got to be very careful.
Yes. So ESS60 is what you want to look for to be safe. You fast forward. So now we're getting about 2 phone calls a week. We've got not for human consumption. The phone calls are kind of people, biohackers. I call them, wacky biohackers because I'm one of them now. And they're calling and they're sharing kind of amazing testimonials. And they're like, my knee pain's gone or my hair is growing faster or whatever the testimonial was. And at the time we're like, wait, you mean the knee pain of your rat, right? Because it literally says not for human consumption.
They've been doing it.
On the label, right? Well, okay, so everybody kind of knows what's going on, but in reality, we're conservative scientists and we really weren't ready to be in the business of supplementation. Fast forward to 2017. In fact, between 2013 and 2017, I was doing research like, do we want to get into this industry? Like, what's involved? What is the FDA? What is the FTC? Like, what are all these issues? And I actually, in that research, found a peer-reviewed published paper that said 50% of the supplements that are on the market do not have in them what they say they have in them. Right. Wow. And that's like the opposite of the market we were selling into. We're selling carbon nanomaterials to research institutions around the world, all the way back from 1991. When we ship them a product, they take it to their, research assistant or their grad student who takes it to their HPLC and confirms that we sold to them what we told them that we sold to them.
Yeah, that's what it should be for human consumption.
Yeah, that right. Yeah, like we should, like, if you really get down to it, unless you do the research and understand the company behind it, have an HPLC so you understand what you're consuming. And so we tried not to get into it, but really when in 2017, a guy with a big YouTube following started talking about all the benefits he was getting, taking it on a daily basis, our phone went from, 2 calls a week to 10 a day. My business partner and I got together and we asked ourselves 2 questions. We're like, are we comfortable selling this? Right. So he takes it, I take it, everybody on our team takes it, I give it to my mom. Yes, I'm comfortable selling it. And then the next are, what are the guidelines? What are the things we have to do to correctly navigate the world of FDA and FTC? And so that's, crossing T's, dotting I's, we're doing that. And it was really in 2018 that we started marketing this product in earnest. And actually that's when I started taking it on a regular basis.
Yeah. So the ESS60, really new stuff. Like even right now, is there any other competitors that are using this that you see? Because I've never seen this supplement like in my life, and I used to, geek out on supplements and new stuff. And I'm not so much as of now, but I've got a lot of clients that are into it too, and this is like extremely new.
Yeah. Yeah, it is absolutely cutting edge. There may be some people out there selling what I would call industrial grade C60. Yeah. And in general, I would stay away from that. What we actually kind of trademarked the name, and when we're having conversations with people like you, Brad, we want to keep people safe. We want to keep them out of this industrial environment, and that's where ESS60 comes in, right? So if you're looking for something that's safe to consume, what you're looking for is ESS60. It's also exactly what was used in the original study, and that original Paris study is out of the University of Paris, where the rats, the test subjects, lived 90% longer. It's important to note also that my company provided that raw material, right? Mm-hmm. And we're actually mentioned in that publication. So if you're out there looking, maybe you want to explore the Carbon60 environment, and you want to find like who is the founder of that industry, it is actually us, right?
Wow.
So we're the core, and excited to be getting the message out and sharing with people that this material is available. And hey, go read the research, and if it makes sense for you, go ahead and purchase and try it. And if it continues to make sense for you because of some benefits that you're noting, then continue to take it.
Yeah. So Chris, for anyone that's interested in more information, contact you or to purchase anything, what's the best way to get a hold of you? I'm sure you got a website, social media.
Yeah. So the best thing to do, we actually made a URL for your audience, so they can go to myvitalc.com/over40fit. So make sure you go to that link. And there's also a coupon code. Now, when you go to that link, you can find our products. We actually have gel caps. They were so popular. So our typical product is just the olive oil with the ESS60 molecule in it. Some people don't like the taste of olive oil, so we put together the gel caps. Mm-hmm. And we actually ran out of them. I didn't realize how popular they would be. I actually kind of like the flavor of olive oil, so I was like, who's going to really want the gel caps? Apparently everyone.
Some people.
Yeah. So we've got gel caps back in stock. When you order those, I think they're about $129. You can get them for less than $100 on subscription. So that's like a 25% saving right in that neighborhood. Wow. And you can cancel that at any time. So when you do go to myvitalc.com/over40fit, and you want to try something, go ahead and go on subscription, save that discount. And then there's also a coupon code. The code is over40fit. And that gets them an additional $15 off of their initial order.
Okay, awesome. And the audience always knows I put everything in the podcast description, so you can just click on all the links. And also, as we talked about in episode 2, do your research first. Check out Chris Burres. He's all over LinkedIn and all over Google. So, and then, definitely I'm interested in trying it out, and I would like to see what my audience thinks as well. But Chris, just thank you so much for being on the show and giving us your wealth of knowledge, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Brad.
Absolutely.